wanted to kill my wife. So I secretly put poison in her drink. Then I hid in the corner watching her drink, feeling relieved only after she swallowed. The poison was something I created myself. It's colorless, tasteless, and after 8 hours her heart would stop. It would look like a heart attack, no trace left behind. Sure enough, not long after, my wife died from a heart attack. I pretended to be heartbroken for a few days. After the funeral, once all the family left, I finally stopped pretending. I hopped on my motorcycle heading straight to a hidden house. Inside was a woman I loved, Kara. I killed my wife for her. A few months ago, I met Kara in a class I was teaching. She was young, beautiful, and kind. I was hooked almost immediately. I thought she was everything I wanted in life. But my wife, she was much older than me. She owned a huge family business. Everything I had now, she gave me. I hated her, but I had no choice but to endure her. Because if I even slightly disobeyed her, she'd threaten to kick me out of her company. But when I met Kara, I knew I wanted to leave her more than ever. So, Kara and I planned it all. Now, we just needed the autopsy to clear, and the huge inheritance would be ours. Then, Kara and I could run away together. But then I got a call from the police. They said my wife's body had gone missing. Kara and I were both panicked. How was this possible? Had the police found out about the murder and set a trap? But I was sure I hadn't messed up. I decided to go see for myself what was going on. At the morgue, I learned that an hour ago, a guard had run into the street in a panic and got hit by a car. When the police arrived, all the cameras were broken and a body was missing. It was my wife's body. I felt a wave of relief. Looks like my poisoning plan hadn't been discovered. The police asked me a few questions. Then, suddenly the lights went out. I was stuck in the morgue. That's when I heard a sound behind me. I turned around and saw something strange. Inside my wife's body drawer, there was a new box. It was filled with her belongings and an empty sealed bag. Then I noticed something else. The cabinet door was slightly open. I walked over to check it out. What I saw almost made me lose my mind. The bottle of poison I used on my wife was there. I had hidden it in my safe. Before I could react, the lights came back on. I quickly hid the bottle. A few officers walked in. They were confused about the box of my wife's belongings. The chief asked if I was looking for her things. I denied it, but then they found something strange on the list. My wife's phone was missing. I didn't understand what was happening, but I had no choice but to cooperate. Soon, they found the poison bottle. The label clearly showed it came from my lab. I was instantly panicked. I tried to explain I had just found it on the floor, but the chief didn't buy it. He sent it for testing and ordered me to come to the station. Just then, an alarm went off. Water began pouring down from the ceiling. The officers went to investigate. I was left in a room, waiting for transfer. My mind was racing. What was going on? That's when I heard a noise outside the window. The window had been opened without me noticing. I carefully went to check and saw my wife's poisoned wine glass on the windowsill. A cold chill ran down my spine.